part 2 of chapter 4 called Renunciation Through Knowledge. Krishna speaks. Some yogis merely worship the devas. Others are able, by the grace of the Atman, to meditate on the identity of the Atman with Brahman. For these, the Atman is the offering, and Brahman the sacrificial fire into which it is offered. Some withdraw all their senses from contact with exterior sense objects. For these, hearing and other senses are the offering, and self-discipline the sacrificial fire. Others allow their minds and senses to wander unchecked and try to see Brahman within all exterior sense objects. For these, sound and the other sense objects are the offering, and sense enjoyment the sacrificial fire. Some renounce all the actions of the senses and all the functions of the vital force. For these, such actions and functions are the offering, and the practice of self-control is the sacrificial fire, kindled by knowledge of the Atman. Then there are others whose way of worship is to renounce sense objects and material possessions. Others set themselves austerities and spiritual disciplines. That is their way of worship. Others worship through the practice of Raj Yoga. Others, who are earnest seekers for perfection and men of strict vows, study and meditate on the truths of the scriptures. That is their way of worship. Others are intent on controlling the vital energy. So they practice breathing exercises, inhalation, exhalation, and the stoppage of the breath. Others mortify their flesh by fasting to weaken their sensual desires and thus achieve self-control. All these understand the meaning of sacrificial worship. Through worship, their sins are consumed away. They eat the food which has been blessed in the sacrifice. Thus they obtain immortality and reach eternal Brahman. He who does not worship God cannot be happy even in this world. What then can he expect from any other? All these and many other forms of worship are prescribed by the scriptures. All of them involve the doing of some kind of action. When you fully understand this, you will be made free in Brahman. The form of worship which consists in contemplating Brahman is superior to ritualistic worship with material offerings. The reward of all action is to be found in enlightenment. Those illumined souls who have realized the truth will instruct you in the knowledge of Brahman. If you will prostrate yourself before them, question them, and serve them as a disciple. When you have reached enlightenment, ignorance will delude you no longer. In the light of that knowledge, you will see the entire creation within your own Atman and in me. And though you were the foulest of sinners, this knowledge alone would carry you like a raft over all your sin. The blazing fire turns wood to ashes. The fire of knowledge turns all karmas to ashes. On earth, there is no purifier as great as this knowledge. When a man is made perfect in yoga, he knows its truth within his heart. The man of faith, whose heart is devoted, whose senses are mastered, he finds Brahman. Enlightened he passes at once to the highest, the peace beyond passion. The ignorant, the faithless, the doubter goes to his destruction. How shall he enjoy this world or the next or any happiness? When a man can act without desire through practice of yoga, when his doubts are torn to shreds because he knows Brahman, when his heart is poised in the being of the Atman, no bonds can bind him. Still, I can see it, a doubt that lingers deep in your heart, brought forth by delusion. You doubt the truth of the living Atman. Where is your sword, discrimination? Draw it and slash delusion to pieces. Then arise, O son of Bharata, take your stand in Karma Yoga.